Good morning, friends. If some people are of the view that personality means external appearances like your dressing sense, your physical features, your communication skill, your mannerism, then they are not thinking correctly. Personality means your internal mental wiring. What is your value system? What is your thinking? How you behave in adverse circumstances? This is personality. Friend, your value system is outcome of your information which you gather from external world and the type of experiences you undergo. Therefore, if you want to develop your personality, you have to change your information configuration, experience configuration to change your value system so that your conduct changes, your personality changes. Friend, I am Ramchandra Rai and you are watching Prayas Vikalp, a channel which transforms your personality by reconfiguring your knowledge, your experience, your information, by putting an alternative viewpoint before you. Friend, I welcome you on the fourth session, fourth master class on climate change. Friend, in the first session, we saw what is climate, what is change of climate, what are greenhouse gases, what is the effect, how temperature is increasing because of that, how the world was destroyed, life was destroyed due to extreme cold after volcanic eruption. In the second session, I discussed the serious consequences of climate change, like various types of deadly diseases, expenditure on healthcare, increase in poverty, slowing down of economic development. This was discussed in the second session. In the third session, I discussed who is responsible. And I concluded that in the ultimate analysis, I and you are responsible, along with government and international community. Now, in today's session, that is the last session of this particular subject, I am going to discuss the remedial measure which we have to take if we want to arrest the adverse impact of climate change. But before I start discussion on this very important aspect of this topic, I want to share 4 things with those people who have come first time on this particular channel. First thing, if you want to get answer to your queries instantly, please join my live sessions. A link is provided in the description box. The first is for free webinar, second one is for suggestion for free webinar. If a subject of your choice is already scheduled, you can join, register. If not, you can suggest. I will organize and invite you. Second thing, after retirement from government service, I am working in the area of personality development, which is a very critical subject today, so far quality of manpower is concerned. If in case you are interested in this particular subject, please join our community discussion forum that is called Prayas Vichar Manch. A link is there, you can click and I will invite you. Third thing, and the very important, you cannot become successful, you cannot live a good life irrespective of the fact where you are working, what you are doing, unless your actions are suitable as per circumstances. And that is dependent upon your value system, thought process, life values, philosophy of life. And that is outcome of whatever information you have gathered so far, whatever experience you have gathered so far, which I have already mentioned in the beginning of this video. But there is a question mark. So many religious preachers are there who is preaching every day and night. So many training programs are being run, then why people don't change? The real problem is ego. If I tell you to do something, you will not do because I am telling. So I believe that if you discuss yourself within a group, what is right, what is wrong, what is right, what is wrong, and then if you decide yourself the correct course of action of your life, perhaps you may follow that. Depending upon this philosophy of change in behavior, I am directing a special personality development program which is called Prayas Foundation course. It has got 5 modules separately for students, working professionals, government officials, entrepreneurs and retired people, taking into account their special requirement. If you want to know detail about this program, there is a link provided. You just click basic detail, you will get. In case you want module wise detail, please visit our website. Complete detail is there along with FAQ. All your queries will be satisfied. And lastly, friend, I come from a normal farmer family of a backward region of eastern UP, which is itself backward. I have done all my schooling up to intermediate around my village, and then I went to university education. I qualified Central Civil Service without coaching, without spending a penny. Then why today applicants are spending so much money, so much effort and preparing for competitive exam in Delhi and other places, spending a lot of money and time, and even then they are not successful? Why it is so? The real thing is what is inside you. And therefore I want that poorest of the poor persons should also not be deprived of benefit of this particular course, which will transform his personality. But for that I require your small assistance. I am not demanding money from you or any financial donation. I am simply telling you that whatever you are doing, wherever you are doing, in what form you are doing, if you have got free time of 1.5 hours or more, please donate that time to us. And during that free time only, sitting at your home only, conduct this particular course on my behalf, under my training, under my guidance, through your mobile phone. You will get some income also. So if you want to know this, there is a link provided, activity partnership, you click it, you will get the basic scheme, understand it. If you agree, you can join. Friend, I am sure that you are going to consult my description box and decide to help me in some fashion. Now friend, having shared this important information with you, now let us discuss the today's topic, that what can be done to arrest negative impact of climate change. But before I start discussion, I want to take up certain queries which our subscriber has forwarded to me. The first query is, what are 10 simple ways to reduce carbon footprint? The second one is, deadly impact of pollution and global warming on human health. The third is what is AQI, Air Quality Index. Then what are facts and friction of climate change? The next one is adverse impact of plastic pollution. The next query is how we can launch renewable energy revolution. The next is sustainable future possible? Then one subscriber has tried to know that what are hidden damages of indoor pollution. Then 10, and next one, eco-friendly transportation, is it possible? Sustainable transportation, is it possible? The next one is what are hacks of sustainable living? Reduce, reuse and recycle. 3R they have suggested. And the last one, can we make a difference as an individual in the area of climate change? So these are, friend, some of the queries which came to me, and I hope that some of the queries would have been met by now after doing 3 sessions on this subject, and whatever is remaining I will conclude in today's session, which is the last one. Before I start, I want to apologize that this video will be slightly longer. Otherwise, I cannot do justice with this particular topic. Now, before going to remedial action, let us consider what people think about it and why they think about it like that. The first thing is, some people say that there is no connection between global warming and consequent change in the climate to human activity. The human activity has no impact on climate change. They are telling like that. Here I want to tell you, in the first video itself I told, the first session only, that temperature is increasing because of greenhouse effect. And all greenhouse gases are outcome of human activities, either direct or indirect. So telling that there is no connection, I think is not correct. The second, type of people are those who feel that since the poor countries have to improve the maintenance, the quality of life of their citizens, they are at such a stage of development, they have to go further. They require energy, so they will pollute. So nothing more can be done for arresting climate change. It is fait accompli. I don't agree with such people. Such people are product of such education system which tells that per capita energy consumption is indicator of economic development. Per capita consumption of various type of services is indication of development. I don't believe in that. We can live a simple life, minimalistic life. We can discourage consumerism. We can live simple life, produce less carbon dioxide, reduce our carbon footprint by simple living. And Eastern philosophy like Indian Vedanta supports that viewpoint. It says that everything external is immaterial. It does not help us. We can live life in 3 shirts also and 300 shirts also. People have been always sick because of overeating most of the time. Therefore, I believe that this viewpoint is also not correct. But the question is, why they are arguing like this? Either that there is no connection. Second, they say even there is connection, nothing can be done. Both people are, I suspect, are representing corporate lobby. A manufacturer is interested in selling his product. He is not bothered whether it is creating pollution or what he is doing, but he is bothered about his profit only. So they are representing corporate lobby. 1% of the population belong to this group and they represent that group. But the sufferer are 99% people who are poor and who are undergoing negative impact of consumption of these 1% people. As if they have come here only to consume. The third argument is, yes, we can arrest the negative impact of climate change if we do something even today. Of course, it is difficult, but it can be done. And I 100% agree with this type of argument. Tell me one thing. Death is certain. Everybody will die. Then why we do physical exercise, are aware about our food so that we are healthy? Why? In the same fashion, even if end of life will come because of climate change in natural process, can we sit idle? We have to work on this. We have to take action to the extent we can do, and we have to minimize its negative impact on our health and our future. So friend, to conclude, I will say that yes, we have to do it. We have no option. Now friend, let us now go to the action plan which I am going to discuss. I am going to discuss at 4 levels. The first level is what government will do, whether it is local government or state government or central government, what NGOs will do, what international community will do, and what we have to do. Let us see what government has to do, whether at local level, state level or central level. First thing, they have to strengthen public transport system, whether it is rail, road or waterways, whether urban transport or rural transport. Public transport system. If that is done, then congestion on road will be greatly reduced because people will use that, provided it is reliable, comfortable and cheap. Even if requires subsidy, one should give, so that crowding on road disappears. We don't require unnecessary roads, which is eating land. Second thing, we have to create walking track and cycle track along the roads, but not like the way it was done in UP few years back. It was done in a haphazard manner. It was occupied by hawkers. Hawker has to be given separate zone and it has to be enforced 100% so that it can be used by cyclists and walkers. And it should be separated from normal automobile space. The third thing, there has to be distinction between private green land and public green land. All forest area, all gardens or other trees which are there on public land should be managed by government, maintained by government, funded by government. Plantations should be done by government. not like the plantation being done today. Effective one. So far private greens are concerned, like my own field, I am planting some tree for commercial purpose. I should be free to plant it, cut it, use it the way I like. Government should not interfere in private green space. It should be left to the discretion of the owner of the property or the land. It is unnecessary hindrance in working. Then, next very important thing, the cities, urban spaces should be planned prudently. We should have mixed usage of building for residential, commercial, manufacturing and service purpose, provided it is not polluting. Pollution generating manufacturing or service should be segregated, kept at a place far away from residential other areas and hedged by green space, public green space. If it is done, the transport requirement will be minimal, pollution will be reduced, substantially greenhouse production will be reduced. We have to ban manufacturing and distribution and use of plastic completely and use alternative means. There we have a role to play. I will discuss later on. The next thing is, government must ensure safe, clean drinking water through pipeline to each and every household, so that people are not forced to buy water bottles. You go to UK, US, other country, you can drink toilet water also, which is equally portable. But in India and other developing countries, you have to buy a bottle of water by paying 15 or 20 rupees. Even the Bali, which is a tourist destination, is fighting plastic pollution. Therefore, this should be totally banned. Some some employment reduction will be there, it should be given elsewhere. The second thing is, solar power generation has to be encouraged on individual level, on corporate level and every level. So the solar policy has to be liberalized, simplified, made easy, so that everybody is attracted and good subsidy needs to be given, so that we can reduce our dependence on fossil fuel and reduce pollution. Even all electric vehicle will get charged through that. The next important step which government has to take is, they should discourage meat production and export, so that animal farming is discouraged, land is not wasted, forest cover can be increased and methane gas production can be reduced. Here I am not discussing a religious point of view. I am simply telling this from the purpose of climate change. Next, industrial policy is highly skewed and defective. We must encourage decentralized industrialization through labor-intensive initiatives, whether micro, small, medium enterprises, and discourage automated production. All automatic production and manufacturing must be decentralized at some places to the extent possible at minimum level. This will reduce production of greenhouse gases in a big way and will reduce our fossil fuel dependency. It will also create two positive impacts. First thing, unemployment problem will be tackled to a great extent because of this. If we also take commercial agriculture, perhaps it will be much better. Second thing, it will reduce economic disparity. Today, if you see the salary of chief executive officer of a multinational or a big corporate house and the salary of the lowest worker of that corporate, it may be 100 times, 1000 times. Why there should be so much difference? So today technology is encouraging economic disparity. So we must discourage technology, we must encourage labor intensive work, except those areas where it is essential. From safety point of view, quality point of view. We must learn to consume things which are made by hand, even if their quality is somewhat, not so good. The next thing is we are putting undue emphasis on GDP growth rate. There is no direct connection between quality of life and GDP. Top 1% population may earn multiple times, GDP will grow, and rest of the population will become poor, even then GDP will grow. So we must look for gross happiness index, not gross domestic product. We should encourage less consumption, less thing. The only thing will happen, the profit of some 1% will reduce somewhat, let it be there. But we are more interested in quality of life of the common person. Now this is so far government is concerned. What NGO has to do? Today NGOs are formed to take money from government. One seminar is done in a year and then the work is done. NGO must do three things if they really want to contribute towards arresting the negative impact of climate change. First thing, they must make common citizen, common man aware about the negative impact of greenhouse gases, pollution, etc., etc. What he can do to reduce that, which I am just going to discuss, so that people are aware and they contribute in personal capacity. Second thing, they must create pressure group and pressurize government through peaceful agitation to adopt climate friendly policies by the government, as I have already discussed. And third and the most important part, please educate voters that they should not vote on the basis of caste, religion and reason. They must vote on the climate issue matters. And the candidates who are ready to do these things, pressurize government for adopting the policy which I have discussed, they should only vote. Otherwise, nota should be used. These three things are to be done by NGO. And they have done their job. Now coming to the international level, you may be aware that from November 11 to 22, in 2024, COP29 was held in Baku, which is in Azerbaijan. Are you aware that Azerbaijan is a country which is oil and gas petroleum producing country? Why is government of Azerbaijan will like reduction in consumption of oil and gases, which are fossil fuel? And result is before us. The focus of this particular conference was climate finance and other action. The results are very, very disappointing. The developed countries, that is the global north, which is rich, a club of rich countries like US, Canada, Australia, Japan, Israel and all those, they have committed only $300 billion per year in comparison to $100 billion per year right now. And this commitment is also going to be met by 2035. Another 11 years we have to wait. I don't know where the world will go in during this period. So the outcome is very, very dismal. They have suggested some steps like building sea walls, enhancing renewable energy sources, ensuring that no country is left behind in this migration to clean technology. All these actions are only elementary. They are not going to have much impact in absence of proper financial assistance. Of course, they have called for a UN registry to facilitate carbon credit trading. This is like you do murder and then pay some money. So we can't expect much from global north, and we from global south has to depend upon our internal capabilities to tackle the menace of climate change. USA is telling that they are going to produce power through thermal coal. So they are not bothered. They have already polluted the entire world through their overconsumption. Per capita consumption of energy in US is many times more than per capita in India or other country. But they are not realizing their responsibility. Now, last and very important, what I and you have to do. First thing, don't use automobile, whether it is scooter, car or whatever, for traveling up to 5 kilometers. Use cycle or walk. This is going to bring tremendous reduction in emission of greenhouse gases and other pollutants. Second thing, use public transport in case you have to travel beyond 5 kilometers, and use private vehicle in a very, very exceptional circumstances when that is not available. Sustain some pain. The third thing, don't use plastics of any type. If you don't use, they will not produce. You use, then therefore they produce. So please tell no, sorry. Use jute bag, cloth bag for shopping or other thing, alternative things. No plastic. It is creating soil pollution, water pollution, air pollution, everything. Next thing, can you plant 5 trees? If you have no space or land, please do it in pots, earthen pots. Do it on your rooftop. Do it wherever you get space to put them. Go for indoor plants which are oxygen producing. They are going to bring a lot of change. Minimize consumption of meat, not from religious point of view. If you want to contribute in climate change improvement, please minimize consumption of meat so that animal farming is discouraged. I am appealing to international community, everybody, please do it. Next thing, be minimalistic and lead a simple life. If you can manage with 7 shirts, don't have 50. This applies to each and every household item. Once you reduce consumption, production will not be there, energy emission will not be there, pollution will not be there. You may tell me what will happen to employment. I have suggested that go for labor intensive, handicraft, etc. People will get job. The only thing will happen that the profit of top 1% will reduce because of this, about which we should not bother much. So overconsumption is the culprit. Please keep away from that. As my friend has suggested, reduce, reuse, recycle. Next, very important, avoid use of refrigerator and air conditioning to the extent possible. Minimize it. Have some sweating. Bear some pain of climate. So you will realize. And next thing is, and the most important, as a voter, responsible voter of your country, please vote for candidates who support climate improvement policies, which I have already discussed. Lastly, you can establish NGO, make pressure group, pressurize government as a responsible citizen to adopt those policies. Friend, if you do that, I am sure that government will be forced to adopt those policies. Your government will be forced to force developed country to give more money and be responsible. Boycott all those nations who are, not bothering about climate change. We have to look after our future of our children. We can't ignore this. This is not a small question. Do you want that your children should have a healthy life? If yes, then do it. Friend, I want to conclude. I want to thank you that you have been all along these 4 sessions, first, second, third and fourth. This is the last one, and would have got something. Friend, if you have got any value out of this effort which I have made on this subject, please share these 4 videos with your friends, and please subscribe to my channel if you have not done so far. And one thing more, always maintain fitness, mental and physical both. Mental fitness you can maintain only when you keep away from garbage, only consume positive information, positive experiences, read good books, good podcasts on YouTube. And physical fitness, you have to be active, walking, cycling, yoga, meditation, a healthy diet, good sleep, work-life balance. Do work which matches with your personality. You will be healthy. You will be happy. Friend, thank you for listening me. I am sure that you are going to help me by going to description box. Associate you with me. Thank you very much.